Hello Tucson, welcome back to Mineral City TV. I'm your host Raymond Hall. Today we're in for a special treat. We're in Building D, room 18 with my good friend Rocko Minerals. We've worked together for a long time and I'm really excited to show you what he brought to Tucson this year. It's one of the most exciting new finds we've seen in a long time. It's calcite from New York, and it's not just any calcite, it's really special calcite. Beautiful large crystals, twinning, colors. It's got it all. So let's go on in and talk to Rocko about this new find. Howdy, Rocko.
Ray.
Good to see you again.
Pleasure.
Let's first talk about, this new find.
Okay, well, we've got a new find from Balmat, New York, it's the last remaining zinc mine in New York State. And they've come into finding some of these calcites, which came out of the Newfold ore body, which is these were at the 3,970 foot level.
So really deep underground.
Absolutely, really deep underground. Kind of unprecedented for the mine, but also somewhat unprecedented for the region in quality of luster and form. In the past, in that St. Lawrence County and in Balmat, you had some famous lavender calcites that came out. They came out of Sterling Bush at the turn of the century, maybe around 1920. And then we had finds in the other Balmat mines. The number 2 and 3 mine produced some calcites, mostly some giant cleavages. Some were faceted out of it, but very few crystals. Then this find came out, and it was a pretty prolific pocket. And I was able to get quite a bit of that pocket. Some of them went to the New York State Museum, and some other dealers were able to get some of these crystals. So you have them as lavender, you have them as stacked rhombohedrons, sometimes associated with some sphalerite. You can have the darker sphalerite or even some yellow sphalerite associated with these crystals, which is also another important part of these finds, are the sphalerites that came out. You notice the difference in these crystals. You have some of the lavender types, and then you have some of this complex twinning, and a lot of gem quality and high luster. That is so special in this find. And even here, where you get this stacking of very nice rhombs, and this type seems to have some very nice fluorescence with shortwave radiation.
I think it's important to mention this is an active zinc mine, and they are blasting daily there, and it's so much of this material came out, with some damage to it. It's amazing to see so many pieces in one spot that are clean, lustrous, damage-free for the most part. Really amazing stuff. So not only did they find calcites, they found sphalerites. And not just any sphalerites, quite possibly some of the best sphalerites ever found in the U.S.
Absolutely.
So let's take a quick look at some of those sphalerites, and yeah, I'm excited to show them.
Okay, and I'll mention this, that these calcites came from the Newfold ore body. And there were some calcite and sphalerite that came from the Newfold ore body. But the sphalerites I'm about to show you came from a different ore body known as the Lower Mahler ore body. And those sphalerites have a significant presence of great color and luster and association.
The ones from the Newfold ore body were black, more darker in color, and mostly black, right?
Mostly from one pocket, and then there were some with yellow.
Okay.
But they're small crystals, and they don't have quite the presence that these have.
All right, well, let's open this up.
Okay.
And we'll let Merrick get in here and show them in the case, because they really need the light behind them to show them off better. Rocko, can you open up that other door there?
Sure. You can see that some of these sphalerites, they have a beautiful presence of gem yellow, and even the ones that appear to be darker are actually deep, great yellow color with a little bit of a crust. Occasionally there's a presence of iron inside that gives these darker spots inside as inclusions. Some of them are on a quartz a limestone type matrix, and some of them are on calcites. So a very, very unique find of high quality sphalerite, gem sphalerite, and calcite with some quartz.
And some pieces, if you're lucky enough, will actually have not just the sphalerite and calcite, will also have the association of the quartz
Yes.
and even pyrite with it as well.
That's right. The matrix is infused with pyrite, and occasionally there are some little crystals associated that show the pyrite crystals.
Just an absolutely amazing find, and you certainly have an impressive display of it. And while we're here in this case, though, we can't help but notice the incredible Herkimer collections, which you are known for many, many years. Everyone comes to Rocko looking for Herkimers. And these ones on the top shelf, most of these scepters came from one collection. Can you tell us a little bit about that real quick?
Came from the fabulous Stuart Strife collection, who accumulated one of the most diverse collections of extremely fine Herkimers ever known. And I obtained his collection at one time, and actually got a lot of pieces back that I had sold Stuart. You're looking at now some of the great scepters that were in that collection, as well as a couple of larger crystals that are on that shelf. You got that, what's called the large pineapple crystal in the center of the case, and these numerous scepters, and some of which are what they call barbells.
And America's showing you the pineapple now, and it's really, you almost will never, ever, ever again see a Herkimer cluster quite like that on the Druzy matrix with that many gemmy, lustrous crystals all together like
and
that.
That next one is a giant skeletal crystal on matrix. The one next to that, however, is kind of an interesting, the only other important find that came out of the number 4 mine where these calcites were discovered, and this new sphalerites, are the cubic magnetites that came out in the mid-1990s, and that was a significant find, the only one out of the number 4 mine.
So, and if we go down a couple more shelves, there are more Herkimers, mostly large skeletals and some beautiful gem clusters. Again, most coming from the Stuart Strife collection. Just amazing pieces, an astounding collection for sure. And after he scans through that, we're going to just pop down one more shelf and show you Rocko's 2 giant calcites from the new find in Balmat. And these, I don't know if I can get my hand behind there to show you. There we go. They're just enormous crystals. The luster, the structure, amazing pieces. I've never seen anything like that out of New York State, for sure. All right, well, it was great talking about that, but I hear you've got a couple special pieces you want to show us before we wrap it up here, Rocko.
Okay.
And we're going to go outside to show you these next couple pieces, because this sphalerite in the sun is outstanding. The color just jumps off of them. I'm going to grab one. It might be my favorite. I'm pretty familiar with this material. And I love this one. So we'll come out here, we'll find some sun right over here at the table. That'll probably work well. So tell us a little bit about each one of these, Rocko.
These are 2 of the best that have come out of the
Is the sun hitting them properly, Merrick? Nope. The sun's just not cooperating with us exactly, but this is just an incredible grouping of lustrous sphalerite crystals. Color is outstanding. The association with the calcite, I love them. And just real quick, I'm going to hop in and show you my favorite piece that currently just came back from the lab to get cleaned, and it's beautiful. And you can see the sphalerite not only on top, but it runs down in through, and it's included in the calcite crystals. And I've only seen a couple that do that, and none quite like this one.